What happens when Jet Li and Jason Statham stars in the same movie? Today we dive into the high-stakes and adrenaline-packed world of war, where betrayal lurks in every shadow, and revenge is just the beginning. Two deadly forces collide. One, an assassin filled with mystery, and the other, an FBI agent on a relentless quest for vengeance. But nothing is as it seems, and the deeper you go, the more twisted the truth becomes. Who is really hunting who? Join us in this intriguing thriller. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. The movie begins at a dockside warehouse in San Francisco, where two FBI agents, John Crawford and Tom Lone, are investigating a gang's operation. As they prepare for what is bound to be a deadly confrontation, the tension is palpable. John, usually a by-the-book agent, is seen smoking a cigarette, a habit he doesn't normally have. Tom notices this and tries to discourage him, reminding him that his wife Jenny wouldn't be too happy to hear about him smoking again. Tom then offers John a toothpick as a substitute for the cigarette, claiming it helps with the cravings. But John laughs it off, flicking the toothpick away. Suddenly, the mood shifts as they hear a noise nearby. They know something's wrong. The two agents, armed and ready, proceed with caution through the harbor. They've been tracking the Chinese triads for 2 years, building a case, and now it seems their cover has been blown. John is frustrated, feeling like all their hard work is about to go up in smoke. As they prepare for the inevitable, John spots a bullet casing on the ground, marked with the distinctive symbol of a notorious assassin, Rogue. Before John can warn Tom, a gunfight breaks out. Tom has already charged into the fray, taking on the heavily armed triad members with expert precision. The fight escalates quickly, with bullets flying and bodies dropping. John joins the fight, taking down triad members one by one. But he is shot by Rogue, and as the assassin prepares to finish off John, Tom shoots him from behind. Rogue falls into the water, and Tom assumes he's dead. Tom, ever the optimist, jokes with John, asking if they've finally got him. John, still shaken by what he's seen, isn't convinced. He knows Rogue's reputation all too well, an assassin so skilled and elusive that even the CIA had employed him. John is skeptical, commenting that many people have thought they killed Rogue, only to be proven wrong later. A few days pass and life seems to return to normal. Tom is at home with his family, enjoying some downtime when he gets a call from John. As he answers the phone, his wife reminds him to tell John not to smoke in front of their kids because John and his family were going over to Tom's for a visit. Tom and John discuss the aftermath of the shootout, with Tom noting that Rogue's body was never recovered, further fueling John's suspicions. Tom believes Rogue is gone for good, but John remains uneasy. Then the unthinkable happens. Rogue is still alive and has found Tom's home. While Tom is in the bathroom, Rogue breaks in and attacks Tom's wife. Hearing the commotion, Tom rushes out, but it's too late. Rogue shoots him, leaving him helpless. As Tom watches in horror, Rogue coldly murders his wife and daughter. The scene is brutal, with Rogue showing no mercy. After killing Tom's family, Rogue sets fire to the house and disappears into the night. John and family, who were on their way to visit Tom, arrive to find the house engulfed in flames and police swarming the scene. His worst fears are confirmed when he learns that Tom, his wife, and their daughter have all been killed. The sight of the body bags is devastating, and John is consumed with grief and rage. As he searches the burnt remains of the house, he finds a familiar clue, a bullet casing marked with Rogue's signature. It's now clear that Rogue is alive, and John swears vengeance on the assassin who has taken everything from his friend. From this point on, John's mission becomes personal. He dedicates himself to finding Rogue and getting revenge for Tom. Rogue, meanwhile, has become entangled in the underworld, working as a hitman for both the Chinese triads and the Japanese Yakuza. He plays both sides, setting the two criminal organizations against each other. In one tense scene, Rogue enters a nightclub controlled by the triads. He moves through the crowd like a ghost, silently eliminating guards before confronting a key triad member. Rogue kills his men and then puts a bomb on his dog. When the bomb detonates, Rogue comes in and finishes the job. Rogue's action turns the two groups against each other. As the bodies pile up, John's investigation leads him to a crucial discovery. Rogue isn't just an ordinary assassin. He's a man with a personal conflict, and his true identity has been hidden behind layers of deception. John uncovers that Rogue had undergone plastic surgery to change his appearance, making him unrecognizable even to those who knew him well. This revelation shakes John, as he realizes the man he's been hunting is far more dangerous and personal than he could have ever imagined. Rogue continues to manipulate events behind the scenes, playing both the triads and Yakuza like pawns. At one point he appears to be working for Chong, the triad leader. On a visit to his house, he saw Chang's beautiful wife and daughter. He undertakes another mission for Chang, and this time, he is to ensure that Chang gets the horses that Shiro, the head of the Yakuza, is sending to San Francisco. Rogue assures Chang that he will see to it, and indeed, he masterminded a double cross when the delivery arrived. He used the captain of the police force to detain the Yakuza gang as they left the port, and Chang's men killed them after the captain had left. The package is actually a treasure gold masterpiece. When John and his team arrive at the scene of the execution, John notices the details and figures out that the local cops must have been involved. He eventually finds the captain and after some torture, gets a confession from him. Rogue had threatened to kill the captain's family if he didn't comply with his instructions. When John was taking the captain out of the place, Rogue killed him to ensure that John could not find him. However, this action exposes Rogue's location and John gives chase. After some smart and precise movements, Rogue slides down a pole and John loses him. In the meantime, Kira, the daughter of the head of the Japanese Yakuza named Shiro, arrives in San Francisco to take care of his father's business. In a bid to keep the horses from Chang, Rogue sets up a meeting with John and the FBI at the same location where Chang is supposed to collect the items. When John and his team arrived, Chang wondered what was going on, but as they opened the gate to the warehouse, the space was empty with Rogue standing in the middle. Finally getting to meet him, John threatens him with the consequences he will face for killing Tom and his family. But he was eventually forced to leave Rogue alone when his men came back empty after searching the warehouse. John promised that they will meet again. Later on, Chang thanks Rogue for keeping the horses away from the warehouse, and Rogue assures him that they are in a safe place. Chang then informs Rogue that he still has a great deal of work to do for him, so he will be staying in Chang's house for the time being. Rogue continues to fuel the conflicts between the Yakuza and Chinese triad, and on one occasion kills Joey T, who was Wu Ti's brother. Now, Wu Ti is Chang's personal guard, and he was furious at the news and wanted Chang to give him permission to take revenge on the Yakuza. However, Chang declined, to Rogue's disappointment. In a sympathetic gesture, Rogue gives Wu Ti a clue to where the Yakuza gang would be that evening. There was a massive gunfight and bloodshed when the gangs engaged. John and his team were already prepared for this, and after some more gunfight, John and his men calmed the place down before John spots Rogue driving, and he gives chase. John ended up crashing his car, which allowed Rogue to escape once more. Rogue again sets up another fight when he calls Chang to inform him that Wu Ti disobeyed his instructions and went to fight the Yakuza gang despite Chang's clear warning. Rogue also makes a deal with Kira and assures her that he will deliver the horses back to her, and Kira also requests for the head of Chang's wife and daughter. To this, Rogue did not reply. Meanwhile, John has tracked down the plastic surgeon that changed Rogue's face 3 years ago, and he is not fully certain that the man he's been dealing with is really Rogue. When the Yakuza gang eventually attacked Chang's house, Rogue kills Chang himself and then goes outside to inform the gang that the wife and daughter are dead too. But the men were not convinced and they tried to go in to confirm the kills. That was when Rogue took action and with one swift movement killed the men. After this, he ensures that Chang's wife and child escape to safety. He delivers the horses to Shiro, who is now in San Francisco to fully oversee his business. Unknowing to Rogue, John had already delivered security camera shots of Rogue killing Shiro's men and sending Chang's wife and daughter away safe. After seeing this, Shiro instructs his men to kill Rogue. But he quickly escapes the men taking him away and returns to attack Shiro. It was during the intense sword fight that Rogue starts to reveal who he really is. Rogue's motivations are revealed to be deeply personal. He isn't just a hired gun, he's Tom Lone, the very man everyone thought was dead. After surviving the attack on his family, Tom had killed Rogue and taken his identity, undergoing plastic surgery to become the assassin everyone feared. His goal? To destroy the criminal organizations responsible for his family's murder and, ultimately, to take revenge on the man who ordered the hit. So Tom has been systematically dismantling Shiro's empire, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Shiro realizes too late that Rogue is actually Tom. Just before Rogue kills him, Shiro breaks a news to him. He tells Rogue that John was the reason why his family is dead, but John had sold out the information of his location to Shiro. Rogue eventually kills Shiro and goes for John. Rogue sets up a meeting with John, who is still unaware of Rogue's true identity. However, John gets one of his team members to take up sniper duty and to kill Rogue on sight. The two former friends finally come face to face in a tense and emotional confrontation. As they fight, Rogue reveals the truth. He is Tom Lone, the man John thought was dead. John is stunned, realizing that the person he's been hunting for so long was his own partner, living under a new identity. The weight of this revelation is almost too much for John to bear, as he apologizes to Tom for failing to protect him and his family, and for selling him out to Shiro. But there's no room for reconciliation. As a sniper takes aim at Tom, John steps in front and tells him to stop. But Tom, now fully embracing his role as Rogue, shows no mercy. He shoots John, ending his former partner's life. Rogue sends one of the horses to Chang's wife, so that she and her daughter could start a new life. He also sends a case to Kira, but what was inside is different. It's her father's head. With John dead and his revenge complete, Tom, now Rogue, drives off into the night, disappearing once again into the shadows. He leaves behind a trail of destruction, but also a sense of closure for the lives lost along the way.